Hi there, welcome to Jeep Roscoe. My name is Ross. Follow me and Delilah, my 2015 Jeep Wrangler JK, as we travel across this great continent of Australia, dabble in a bit of photography, review some products, and talk about our mental health. Let's get into it. We're about 10 kilometers, about 5 miles just outside of Norseman, so gonna crack on. Just needed a relief break here. Just gonna crack on and go and get some lunch in Norseman before we're heading north to Kalgoorlie, unless I decide to go up there. This is just a lay-by stop, a rest stop. You know, the road is there, just pull in, you get a little picnic area. And this is one thing I love about Australia, is they got these little fire pits ready built for you. So if you did want to come in for the night and spend your night here, you can just come in, you got a little swing arm, so you can swing that over the fire. Just been to the little town of Coolgardie, which was cannoned as the capital of the Western Goldfields in Australia, and is on this site just ahead of us here, where a little boy found a massive gold nugget which started the rush here. Anyway, there's an old mine. You can go and have a look around there. As you can see, if I turn this around, it's swarmed by flies. Seriously, loads of fires. So anyway, I'm cracking on to Kalgoorlie, which is an even bigger version of this, and this is still an active gold mine. It's just about 20 minutes up the road, so let's go check it out. This is the town of Kalgoorlie, or Kalgoorlie-Boulder. It's home, somewhere off in the distance over there, to the largest working gold mine in Australia, still in use. Possibly lesser known is nearby, there is the largest silver mine in Australia as well, both of which are some of the largest mines of their type in the world, not just in Australia. As you can see, you know, off in the distance, you've got thick woodlands all the way around, really, and then you've got this sprawling metropolis of a town in the middle. You've got some very grand buildings, as these old goldfields towns tend to do. Got an old pit head there, like, you know. You can see some spires sticking up and whatnot. Now, when I first came here back in 2002, stopped off on the train, the Indian Pacific, going across, which stopped in a very dodgy area. We had 8 hours to spend here, and I didn't spend more than half an hour off the train before I go back on. Just did not want to see it. Having driven just through it, I can say it's a much nicer place than I had initially thought, and I'll be spending the night here, and I'll be going up next to see if I can see into the Superpit. We've got a lookout there, it's until 7 p.m, 7 till 7. So I'm going to go and see if I can take a look. They also do tours around the mine, which are $90. That'll last half a day, so I'm not sure I'm going to have time to do that. But yeah, this is Kalgoorlie-Boulder. And it stopped raining. This is the other side of the Mount Charlotte Reservoir lookout that we were just at. We were looking Kalgoorlie. I should have mentioned that the site itself, Mount Charlotte Reservoir, is basically a reservoir of fresh water for the town. The fresh water itself is actually pumped in from somewhere just outside of Perth, a very long way away. It was initially used just for the Kalgoorlie-Boulder mines, but nowadays it's used for the town as well. Holds 9 million cubic litres of water, or enough for like 6 Olympic swimming pools, it said on the sign. And you can just see off in the distance there the baffle mounds of what is the Superpit. And that's where we're going next. Mount Charlotte Reservoir is just at the top of the northern end of the town. Very easy to get to. There's Delilah there. Short little drive up from the main street. And this is the Superpit. I gotta be honest, this is rather impressive to look at. I mean, I grew up in South Wales in the UK, and on my doorstep was one of the biggest open cast mines in Europe, but this is on another level altogether. This is one of the largest gold and silver mines in the world, and is quite awe-inspiring to look at. Look at that. So I'm just packing up for the morning, and whilst I'm doing so, I've packed up my swag and everything. Probably taken me about an hour just to square everything away, because I did a bit of reorganizing in the back. But I put these the solar blanket out. This is the 200-watt solar blanket from iTac World, and yeah, it's been pumping out at about 135 watts. I don't know what that is in amp hours, I'm afraid. I just know what it displays for me. And this is the 500p lithium power station from iTac World as well. You can see at the moment the sun's just gone behind the clouds and we're getting 64 watts. The fridge there is just kicked up a notch. It's now sucking out 34 watts. But before I flicked in the solar panels, it was roughly 58%. So let's see what it is now. Yeah, in probably about an hour and a half, it's gone up to 83%. Quite happy with that, and of course when I start going I'll switch it over to the alternator. It's looking like a little bit of a organised mess in the back here, but I'll talk you through all of that when I get to a nice spot. But yeah, so all in all, just doing a little review. They've got the Max Tracks on the roof, they're still looking good. The wheelie bin is picking up a bit of dust. And coming around to the back here, we've got the XTM drawers, which I picked up from BCF. They're working okay so far. A little bit frustrated with the one of the fridge slide, because I don't really use the fridge slide, and you lose a bit of height because you've got this little expandable chopping board. And the chopping board's pretty useless, to be honest with you. It's I've not used it once. I either use this one I've attached to my door drawer, drop-down drawer, or just or just my normal one I carry with me. So in here I keep my my food. I got we got like dry food, and then we got tinned food and stuff in the back. We got some zipper bags. I can't remember what they call. Sorry. And we got some freezer bags underneath the chopping board as well. And obviously there's the fridge from Brass Monkeys. It's the 45 litre. Currently the freezer is at -10 and the fridge is at 3. And then the internal battery is fully charged, as you can see there as well. My old trusty fire extinguisher there. These are the front runner. Can't remember what they're called. Boxes now, actually. They're pretty good, but I can only get 2 on the length of these drawers. These drawers are 900 millimeters, just under a meter, or probably about 3.5 foot. And these boxes sit 2 by 2, and we've probably got about 3 inches or about 10 centimeters on the other side. But yeah. Up on the roof here, we've got the boxes, 95-litre boxes, slimline, low-profile boxes that I got from Chaos Gear. They're working out quite well. They are watertight and airtight, but as you can see here, because I've ratcheted them down, it's pulling a little bit, which is actually breaking the seal, so they're not actually that watertight. Some dust is getting in, but not a great deal at the moment. And obviously, yeah, I could always loosen the ratchets, but then they could come flying off. This is the 23-0 kitchen caddy that I got from Snowy's Outdoors. It's working alright so far. It doesn't really roll up as nicely as I would have liked, but it keeps everything in one place, which is quite handy, really. Let's get the front runner attachment for the UHF radio. A good thing about this is that if you're going under something low, you can just do it there, or do it there. It's quite handy. But obviously I'm going to be driving shortly, so I'll keep it up. And then I've also got on the roof, that's the King's single swag, and then the Austrail 10 poles and 10 pole bag. The roof rack, as you can see, is front runner as well, so where possible I got things from front runner because they're all made to match. Just ease of use, really. You can see underneath I've got some eyelets which I bought from front runner as well. Really frustratingly, front runner have made it so that only their eyelets will work on their roof rack. I bought some from Bunnings and they just wouldn't fit. We may as well do a bit of a walk around now then. So this bull bar I got from JK Connect, which is an online Jeep aftermarket dealer in Australia. They come very quickly. The lights, these are the Osram Halos. I got those from One Stop Jeep online. They come in a week as well. Very impressed with that. The Kings, these are the laser spotlights. Had a bit of a palaver with Kings getting those. Basically, they turned up 2 weeks late and had to get them fitted the day I was leaving. So haven't had a chance to align those yet. The winch is a 1,200 pound winch from Ridge Rider. I got that from Superpit Auto. It's a synthetic line, as you can see. What else? Okay, these little door steps. They fold down and allow you to use it as a step to get up to the roof, which, being a short ass like me, I really needed them. Don't utilize them that much because I've got a ladder now, which I'll show you another time because it's all wrapped up inside, ready to go. This little webbing seat cover I got from Chaos Gear online as well. Quite impressed. It comes with all the little bags to attach to it. Not the first aid, I got that separately from Survival. And yeah, that's my in the grey package there on top of the front runner box. That's the Coleman's Hyperflame. Very impressed with that, and I'll do a proper review for that shortly. Alright, well now all I need to do is get some more water and pack up and go. Today we're heading north. We're going up to Gwalia, which is a bit of a ghost town. It's an old abandoned mining town, and of course with a name like Gwalia, which literally means Wales. How can I not go there? So we made it to Gwalia. We'll start at the museum here, where there's a lovely old house has been restored. This is the original site of the mine site manager. There's some other buildings here that are being restored, and this lovely grassed area. I just had lovely tea and scones here. It's open to visitors as a cafe in the day, and you can actually rent rooms here as a B&B. And although the original mine would have been a deep mine, This one, Hoover House, which I'll explain the name shortly. This one has got a fantastic view over the current working gold mine, which is just behind me. I'll span around in a second to show you. But yeah, this is a lovely building, named after the 31st President of the US, Herbert Hoover, who used to be the site manager here. But look at the size of this gold mine. It's still active to this day. Still in the museum section of Gwalia. This is the old pit head from the Sons of Gwalia mine. Some of these buildings have been restored so you can walk around them. This building in particular here is the assay room, which was designed by Herbert Hoover. And you can go in there, have a look around. The assay room is where they used to work out what percentage or what good quality the gold deposits were, or the ore that was collected were. Yeah, so very nice little walk around. Still have yet to find anything relating to why it's called Gwalia, or who named it Gwalia. But, let's see what we can find. This would have been the winding shed then for the pit head we saw outside. So the size of the engines they would have used to draw the carts up and down the mine shafts. Obviously these are not in situ, they were all being moved here for the museum, but they would have been further down the hill. Another lookout point of the mine. There's got some interesting facts here. Saying that Gwalia is actually the deepest trucked mine in the world. Quite interesting. So walking around the museum, I still haven't been able to find out why it's called the Gwalia. I will ask inside. Something tells me they're not going to know. Ah yes, the Tobias brothers. So you can walk around what is the ghost town part of Gwalia, where you've got little shop fronts like this, which are just empty, shacks, and like this one. It's a little bit eerie, but also there's one or two houses which I'm pretty sure there's people living in. That one off in the distance has got a Jeep in the garden, and that one in the green roof has got a satellite dish, which I'm pretty sure they didn't have back in the day. But for the most part, it is quite abandoned and quite empty. And as I said, it's got a bit of a western feel to it. It's a pioneer town after all, out of the gold rush, so same era as out west of the US. And, let's just go up to the boardwalk. Obviously some of it's been restored, new decking, but the shops are a good representation of how they would have been. Like, there's Delilah. Yeah, would have been quite harsh at you. I mean, today's not too warm, but it's still in the high 20s. A lot of flies around. I just imagine what it would have been like in the days before you had air conditioning. And obviously in the distance there's a working mine, so there's a lot of people coming and going. So it doesn't exactly give the eerie feeling. I mean, that's a bit of marketing there, isn't it? Calling it a ghost town, but in fact it's an abandoned town. Nobody died here, nobody disappeared. When somebody says a ghost town, it gives that wrong feeling. some of these buildings are in very good condition. Well, according to the signs, this particular dwelling is a typical one of what a single male mine worker would have lived in. A shack built in the early 1900s. It's quite typical of some of the buildings around here with the corrugated steel. Personally, I would have chosen something else to build out of, but it must have been quite cheap and easy to get hold of, because in the heat out here, you may as well have built yourself an oven to live in. But oh well, that's just me. Apparently there were a lot of Italians drafted into Gwalia by Herbert Hoover, because he knew them for the strong work ethic they had. So they would come in their droves along with the Polish. And yeah, another thing to note is around here they've got these trees I've spotted around Western Australia. They've been painted or wrapped in blue. It's part of the Are You OK Mental Health Awareness Day, primarily aimed at men, because, well, let's face it, men aren't great at talking about their mental health. I mean, some of us just buy Jeeps and travel across the country, for example. Well, whilst I was here, the Gwalia pub is just to the right of me, and I could not resist flying the flag. I'm simply content with staying in Gwalia tonight, next to the Gwalia mine. I'm actually staying, see the big H on the floor there, I'm actually staying at Hoover House, named after Herbert Hoover, the 31st President of the United States, who was the site manager here, or mine manager, here at Gwalia. I'm not just content with staying in Hoover House. Around. There's a letter from the Hoover Library in the US, the Presidential Library, recognizing this place. A letter from Hoover himself. Not just content with staying in Hoover House, I'm actually staying in the Hoover Room, where President Hoover used to live. And there he is at work on that desk. Nice big wardrobe there, like. Nice bed, not too big. Nice wooden floors. These are Oregon wood floors. And then you got a nice ensuite. Excuse my crap on the floor. Nice little sit-down mirror. And a nice big ensuite. Obviously there would have been a bathtub instead of a shower back in the day. Nice high ceilings. Vaulted ceilings. Wash basket basin for the morning. But not just that. I'm the only bloody one here. So I just signed the business book. Gwalia, Wales, Bendigenic. There's also the read room. I don't know if these are locked or not. There's a bit of a lock. So they're all very similar in size. This one's also got an ensuite. And here's like the dining room and a front sitting room. On the table here, there's a replica of a bar of gold. It's from a famous dinner that was created in this room, where they put 4 bars of gold, one on each corner of the table, to represent, what is it? A month's production for gold from the Gwalia mine outside. This one here is made up of a combination of brass, copper, and lead, and weighs approximately 9.3 kilograms. If it was actually gold, however, it would weigh 23 kilos, and that's heavy enough as it is. 23 kilos is roughly a third my weight. So what would that be? for Americans. God knows, look at it. And then you come through here to the kitchen. It's a bed and breakfast, so there'll be breakfast made for me in the morning. I can also help myself, yeah, to teas, coffees, etc. There's a variety of books to read. There's also another room through here. Don't know if this will be locked. This is just the ensuite for the Layla room, because the Layla room doesn't come with an ensuite. Layla is this one. And is purely just a bedroom. Opens out onto the barbecue area outside. We'll go ahead and have a look at that in a second. Nice long corridor. I do like that. It's a very nice house. Through there is now the kind of industrial kitchen, because they are going to run this in the daytime as a cafe. We've got a veranda at the back, which wraps around. Out here you look towards Lenora. That's the mount up there is called Mount Lenora. There's a little plaque down there in the fence that talks about that. Alright, so yeah, nice sitting out here. I was sitting out here earlier, very nice breeze coming through, cooling things down. Very nice sunrises on this side, I'd imagine. So all these rooms open out onto the verandas. The wind is picking up on this side, so I'm just trying to shelter my mic. I'm going to be using this barbecue in a while. I suppose they have functions here from time to time. This looks like an original tank, I imagine. And then we wrap around here to the front. Sweeping veranda. I do like that. And that goes into my room, the Hoover room. Yeah. So I'm just going to sit here and plan the next part of my trip. And there's Delilah down there just taking in the sun. I've got the solar panels charging the battery up at the moment. The lithium power pack. And the mine is still working away there. See in the distance there's diggers working, dumper trucks, etc. I suppose it'll be a 24-hour one, but it's not too loud from where I am. And might have some good photos. I don't know if they're going to be blasting at all. I don't know if it's that kind of mine. But if there's a very, very loud bang, I'll know what it is. I bought these when I was crossing the border with Western Australia, because you're not allowed to bring fruit or veg in. So I wanted to see if I could sneak these across the border, which I did. So I'm going to try Beyond Meat's Beyond Burger. They're 100% plant-based. So let's see where they go. I got them cooking here. They don't particularly look like beef, but yeah. This is the moment of truth for the Beyond Burger.